The Nissan Altima has gained a significant amount of market share in the midsize sedan class within just the last 5 years. In 2014, the Altima sold a little over 300,000 units, making it in the top 3 of best-selling midsize sedans in America. For 2016, the Altima sees a refresh expressing Nissan's new design language and a new SR model to compete with the Accord Sport and Camry XSE, adding paddle shifters and unique interior and exterior styling details. So let's go ahead and check out this 2016 Nissan Altima SV. Now, it is pretty apparent that Nissan is trying to express their new design language here, especially with the boomerang headlights that are optional with LEDs. You'll see a lot of the Maxima's and Murano's DNA built into this vehicle. Now, this Altima generation has been out only since 2013 and is including a pretty extensive refresh for 2016, which is quite unusual, but we also saw the same happen with Toyota's Camry last year, as automakers feel pressure to keep things fresh in this class. Now, you will also find changes to the front fenders, the hood, and the taillights too, on top of the new grille and the headlights. Now, our trim of the Altima we have here is the mid-trim level SV. It's pretty much the most popular selling trim level for the Altima, and it's pretty loaded. It comes with a decent amount of features. Now, I really do love the 17-inch machined aluminum alloys we do get on the Altima here. They're pretty stylish, I have to say. Now, here goes the key fob design for the Altima. It's your typical Nissan intelligent key. We have your remote engine start, your lock, unlock to release your trunk, and then your panic button. Let me demonstrate the remote engine start for you guys. Very convenient little feature there. Now, this color of the Altima is known as the gun metallic, and it does have smart key access on the driver's door and the front passenger door. You also do have chrome exterior door handles, and I love the little chrome strip we do get on the bottom right here on the SV trims. And it's a full-on black cloth interior. You also do have redesigned seats with new French stitching, and you still have the zero gravity built into them. And it is a power driver seat with power recline and power lumbar. Now, when you step on inside of the Altima here, not a whole lot has changed. It's still fairly familiar. They did add some more soft touch materials inside of this cabin, but it's still overall the same basic design. But it's a good looking design. Now, you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start, of course. And what you're hearing there is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Full leather wrapped steering wheel. Now, coming to your transmission, we still have the CVT Automatic. And then you also do have a rear view camera when you put the vehicle into reverse and guidance lines. And we also do have rear cross traffic alert on this vehicle. Paddle shifters are optional on the Altima. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights. You also do have your fogs and the hazards. Automatic driver's side window. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors, and you also do have blind spot detection. Now, with this facelifted Altima, Nissan wanted to make the presence a little bit more athletic and more striking looking. It starts off with these new 17-inch machined aluminum wheels, and then a more muscular front hood. You have your halogen projector beam headlights. LED daytime running lights are also optional. And we also do have your halogen fogs. Now, Nissan has kept it pretty traditional when it comes to the engine choices. Now, you can either go for this 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder or a 3.5 liter V6. Both are going to be mated into a CVT Automatic. Now this powertrain produces 182 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 180 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM with EPA estimates, get this, 27 in the city and 39 on the highway. That's right folks, we're in those days where mid-size sedans are getting almost up to 40 mpg. Now one reason why the Altima earns such high fuel economy numbers is due to the CVT automatic transmission. It's not like a traditional automatic. But the Altima earns one of the highest fuel economy ratings in the mid-size sedan class. So if you're looking for fuel efficiency, you cannot go wrong with the Altima. Now there are many competitors for the Nissan Altima. They're all the vehicles in the mid-size sedan class, of course. This includes the likes of the Honda Accord, Toyota Camry, Ford Fusion, Chrysler 200, Chevrolet Malibu, Volkswagen Passat, Mazda 6, and the Subaru Legacy. Now trims of the Altima start at the base trim, which is the S model. Then you have the Sporty SR, which spices up things on the interior and the exterior styling. And then you have the SV trim, like how we have here. And then the top of the line, luxurious SL trim. Then you could choose either between the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder or the 3.5 liter V6. Love the new fender flares. Certainly looks a lot more muscular, more bold. Coming up top, you have a shark fin antenna, rear window defroster. Redesigned taillights. Looks a lot like the Nissan Sentra now. Then you have a chrome strip in the back on the trunk lid. And then we also do have dual exhaust tips, which is nice, even though we have the 4-cylinder engine. Msrp, you're looking at $26,920. EPA estimates, like I said, are 27 in the city and 39 on the highway. Of course, all of your basic power necessities: power windows, power door locks, power mirrors, chrome interior door handles. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Very nice. Sound of that 4-cylinder is pretty good. Now build quality and materials are above average in the Altima. Has a pretty high quality interior, I have to say. Now we have soft touch upper door panels, mid door panels, and the armrest very softly padded here. The dashboard is in this nice squishy padded material too. The graining of the plastics are pretty nice as well. The build quality is pretty excellent. None of the interior trim and pieces have that many panel gaps. They don't creak a whole lot. Overall, this is a really nice interior from Nissan. Now coming to the steering wheel design, they haven't changed a whole lot with the steering wheel. It's still pretty much the same, but it's fairly stylish. I love the steering wheel design here. We have your steering wheel mounted to audio controls, your different media sources that you could choose from, and then this right here is to control your information center, which I'll get to in just a second. Over here we also do have your cruise control and then your voice recognition, Bluetooth. Adaptive cruise control is also optional. Up here we have your manually dimming rearview mirror, sunglass container, and then LED map lights. Down here we have a 12-volt power outlet, USB port with iPod integration, and then your auxiliary input. Dual cup holders, little storage pocket right here. Your center console lid is also nice and soft touch, nice and stitched as well. And then down here is where you will find Another 12-volt power outlet, decent amount of center console storage too. The climate controls are easy within reach for the driver and the passenger, and they're very clearly labeled, very easy to read here, and very well laid out. Now we do have dual zone automatic climate control. Your temperatures are right here for the driver and then the passenger on this side. And then we have your fan speeds right here, different zones, and then your recycling mode, front window defroster, and your rear window defroster. I wish the knobs were just a tad bigger, but overall these controls are very simple and easy to use, very user friendly here. Coming to the main head unit here, this is the 5-inch color display from Nissan. It's the more basic head unit. There is a larger optional touchscreen available. Now you do have your different media sources, AM, FM, XM, satellite radio. You do have Bluetooth streaming audio, your CD player with your optical disc drive. A lot of vehicles are starting to drop that nowadays. Your USB port with iPod integration, and then your auxiliary input. Pretty simple. Nothing too out of the ordinary when it comes to your media sources. Now we do have your presets at the bottom right here too. Coming to your apps over here, you can hook up your Bluetooth phone and then have your Nissan Connect app. And then you can access various apps such as Pandora, iHeartRadio, all those good apps that are on your smartphone. But overall, this is Nissan's fairly basic system. It's pretty easy to use. I wish the rendering and the graphics were a little bit better, but overall, it does what it needs to do. Now, as far as the seats go, the seats are very comfortable with Nissan's zero-gravity seats inspired by NASA. They're very plush, I have to say. They're really great for long road trips and offer a pretty good amount of support. Thigh support is also excellent. These are certainly one of the most comfortable seats in the mid-size sedan class. Certainly a lot more comfortable than the Toyota Camrys. As far as visibility goes in the Altima, visibility is excellent as well. There's no sloping roof line or anything of that nature. There's lots of glass area all around. A-pillars are also very thin too. Very easy to see out of the windshield and the front windows. Overall, very excellent when it comes to visibility. Coming to the gauges in the instrument cluster, it's pretty traditional. No big old TFT instrument cluster or anything like that. But we do have a little information center with the LCD screen in the middle right there. But coming over here, we have your tachometer and then your coolant temperature, fuel gauge, and your speedometer. Very traditional. And we also do have your intermittent windshield wipers right there too. Coming to the center screen right there, that shows you all of your vehicle information. Let's go back to the main one. And then you have your exterior temperature readout at the top, at the upper left-hand corner, your odometer at the lower left-hand corner, and then you have your fuel range at the bottom there. It is kind of hard to read at times, I have to say. You also do have your blind spot detection. It shows you if it's on or off, and then it shows you what gear you're in as well. Pretty cool. Then you have your tire pressure monitoring system. I love how it shows you the tire pressure for each individual tire, which is cool. And then you have your average fuel economy data. Gives you your trip information. And then right here shows you what radio station you're on, what song is playing. You could change your different media source from here too, as you could see. And then any warnings or messages for the car. Then you have your driver assistance if you want the blind spot detection on or off. And then you have your vehicle settings that you could change. Body color. Maintenance, alarms, language, units, if you want the welcome effect on when you turn on the car, and then you can reset it if you want. Overall, love the rendering and the graphics of this little information center here. I wish the things at the bottom, like the fuel range and then the odometer, were just a little bit bigger. Wish the screen was just a little bit bigger, but overall it does what it needs to do fairly well. Now the Altima is quite pleasant to drive. The steering and the handling capabilities are excellent, and you can feel for where this vehicle is trying to go. It's very predictable, it's responsive, it's nimble, and it handles pretty well around corners. Now, is it the sportiest midsize sedan? in the class? No, that belongs to the Mazda 6. But it's certainly pretty good in its handling characteristics, and it's above average when it comes to its handling characteristics in the midsize sedan class. Now, the ride quality is also fairly smooth and pretty comfortable overall. It should be pretty comfortable for most consumers. However, it's not the most comfortable riding vehicle in the class. I would say that belongs to the Kia Optima, the Hyundai Sonata, as well as the Toyota Camry. Now, the 2.5 liter four-cylinder certainly provides adequate amounts of power, but my biggest gripe with the Altima is the CVT Automatic, as it can drone at times and it can get quite loud at times too. However, if you can look past that, then the Altima is certainly very pleasant to drive, and the 2.5 liter four-cylinder provides very high fuel efficiency numbers, so it's a very fuel efficient vehicle here. But overall, the Altima is very pleasant to drive. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear, which is nice. Good to see that they didn't cheapen out back here. Alright, now sitting back here in the Altima, it's quite nice. You do have dual map pockets back here and rear cup holders with the center armrest. Rear air vents are also optional on higher end trim levels for the vehicle. The seats back here are also just as comfortable as the front ones. They provide a decent amount of support and they are fairly plush. And there's a decent amount of headroom back here, and legroom is pretty good too. If you're looking for the most legroom out of the midsize sedan class, go with the Volkswagen Passat. But it's still pretty average in the class when it comes to its legroom as well as its headroom too. Back here we also do have app lights. Alrighty. Now the trunk of the Altima is pretty spacious. The seats also do fold down 60-40 split to maximize the cargo space back here. One of the most spacious trunks in the class. Full manual passenger seat. And your glove box compartment. So the 2016 Nissan Altima should remain a top seller for Nissan, and I'm pretty certain about it. With its new updated looks, its more standard features, its very fuel efficient powertrains, especially its four-cylinder engine, and its new sporty SR trim level. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.